by Kevin Durant.
There is a moment in every legend's career where the league stops asking, "Is he good?" and starts asking, "Can anyone stop him?" Some guys get there in year 10, some get there in year 1, and right now, in 2026, there are 10 young players standing at that exact doorway, and every single one of them is about to kick it open. By the end of this video, you're going to see names that might make you scream at your screen. One guy on this list might already be a top 5 player in the entire NBA, and he's not even our number 1. So stick around, because number 1 is going to start an argument in the comments that lasts all week. Top 10, Alperen Thompson. We start with the player. NBA general managers themselves voted as the guy most likely to break out this season. Alperen Thompson doesn't need the ball to wreck a game plan. He flies in from angles defenders don't even see coming. He led the entire league in a key defensive efficiency metric last season, meaning when he guards you, your shot quality just dies. Now with a bigger role in Houston, the training wheels are off. The only question left is whether his jumper catches up to his motor. If it does, we're not talking about a good young player anymore. We're talking about an all-NBA wrecking ball. But here's the twist. His own teammate might have an even higher ceiling. Let's talk about him. Stefon Castle San Antonio has quietly built one of the scariest young cores in basketball. And Stefon Castle is the engine nobody's talking about enough. He's got a defensive motor that already rivals veterans twice his experience, and a playmaking IQ that makes him look like he's been running an NBA offense for a decade. The jumper is still a work in progress, but when a 21-year-old already defends like a menace and passes like a point guard, still developing is a scary sentence for the rest of the league. And here's the part that should terrify opponents. He's not even the best young guard on his own roster. We'll get to that. Top 8. Ausar Thompson. Yes, another Thompson. No, this isn't a coincidence. The Thompson twins might be the most underrated defensive duo being built in real time. Ausar plays with a chip on his shoulder, flying around the court like he's trying to prove every scout who slept on him wrong. He defends multiple positions, attacks the rim in transition like a freight train, and brings winning habits that simply cannot be taught. He's not the flashiest name on this list, but ask any coach in this league who they'd hate to game plan against, and Ausar's name comes up more than you'd think. Alright, we're moving into the guys who are already forcing their way into all-star conversations. Let's go. Top 7. Alperen Şengün. Here's a stat that should stop you in your tracks. Last season, Alperen Şengün was one of only 3 players in the entire NBA to average at least 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists a night. Think about that trio for a second. That's MVP tier company. Şengün moves like a guard trapped in a center's body spinning, faking, dishing dimes out of the post like it's nothing. He's already a 2-time All-Star, and he's still improving every single summer. If Houston ever needed proof their timeline is arriving early, Şengün is Exhibit A. Quick pause if you're enjoying this list. Smash that subscribe button right now, because we're about to get into names that are going to absolutely blow up the comment section. Okay, back to it. Top 6. Scottie Barnes. Scottie Barnes has completely rewritten what point forward means in this league. He's not just a do-it-all connector anymore this year. He posted the best shooting percentages of his career across the board. 2s, 3s, free throws all up. That's what happens when raw talent finally meets refinement. Toronto built their identity around his versatility, and now he's giving them the one thing that was missing. A guy who can actually put the ball in the basket at a high level, not just facilitate for others. The only debate left with Scottie Barnes is whether he can be a true number 1 option on a real contender. Some people say no. We think that debate ends sooner than people expect. Paolo Banchero. Paolo Banchero is a walking mismatch, and it is not close. 22 points, 8 boards, 5 assists a night. That's a full season's workload from a guy who's already an all-star and still climbing. He can bully smaller defenders in the post, then turn around and pull up from 30 feet over a big man who has no answer for him. Orlando's ceiling rises every single time Banchero takes a step forward, and he hasn't stopped taking steps forward since the day he walked into the league. Now here's where it gets real. From this point on, every single player left on this list has already shown flashes of being a top 15 player in basketball. Let's find out who's closest to getting there. Chet Holmgren. Chet Holmgren is the rarest archetype in basketball history, a 7-footer who protects the rim like a nightmare and steps out to shoot threes like a wing. When healthy, he changes the geometry of an entire defense. Shots that used to be layups turn into contested bricks. Threes that used to be uncontested get a hand in their face from 25 feet away. The only thing standing between Chet and superstardom has never been talent, it's been health. And if his body ever fully cooperates for a full 82-game season, he becomes one of the most unguardable two-way weapons the league has ever produced. Top 3. Dylan Harper. Dylan Harper walked into the NBA as the number 2 pick, and by the time the playoffs hit, he was already taking over fourth quarters, like a 10-year veteran. During his run through the finals, Harper was producing at a per-36 pace that looked more like a franchise cornerstone than a rookie. 19 points, 6.5 boards, 3+ assists, and that was with limited minutes off the bench. Give this kid a starting role and real usage next season, and we might be talking about a most improved player frontrunner by Christmas. San Antonio didn't just get a great prospect, they got a problem for the rest of the league to solve. Top 2. Flagg. Flagg was the number 1 pick for a reason, and he spent his rookie year proving why, almost immediately. He doesn't just have talent, he has that rare, immeasurable it factor that scouts spend their whole careers trying to identify. Two-way impact from day one. Winning plays in winning moments. The kind of poise you almost never see from a rookie. Dallas didn't draft a project, they drafted a foundation. And if year 2 looks anything like the flashes we saw in year 1, Flagg isn't just a future all-star, he's a future face of the league candidate. But there's one player young enough to be on this list, who might already be better than everyone we just named combined. Let's reveal number 1. Top 1. Victor Wembanyama. Let's not overthink this one. Victor Wembanyama averaged 25 points, 11.5 rebounds, and over 3 blocks a night last season. He's a 2-time All-Star. He is, right now, in this moment, arguably a top 5 player on planet Earth. And he is still one of the youngest players in this entire countdown. Think about how insane that is. We just spent 9 entries talking about the future of basketball, and our number 1 pick might already be the present. He protects the rim like peak defensive player of the year. He shoots threes like a guard. He's turned San Antonio into a legitimate threat in the Western Conference practically overnight. There is no ceiling conversation left to have with Victor Wembanyama. The only question now is how many championships he stacks up before he's done. This isn't a wait-and-see prospect anymore. This is a superstar, already here, already terrifying, and only getting scarier. So there you have it, 10 young players who are not just the future of the NBA. Some of them are already rewriting its present. Now I want to hear from you. Did we get this list right? Who got snubbed? And be honest, did number 1 surprise you, or did you see it coming a mile away? Drop your own top 3 in the comments. Hit subscribe if you want more rankings like this every week, and I'll see you in the next one.